Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Courtney Ewing, trichologist and certified hair loss practitioner. I study the hair and scalp and different scalp disorders, and welcome to Hair Talk Tuesday, where we talk about all things hair. Today's topic is about the history of Black hair and I guess how it changed over time, more so the relationship with our hair. I will give it a few minutes. Boom. Hey y'all, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? I was nervous at first. I didn't think nobody was gonna come. Thank you. I done already did my intro. Y'all gotta go back and watch that if you want to see it. I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes. How y'all doing on this fine Tuesday? I am tired. Okay. I guess it's been long enough. We can start. Today's topic on Hair Talk Tuesday is the history of cultured hair or the history of Black hair. This is going to be from like the 1400s up to where we are now. I'm not going to say like specifically this is this time because I mostly want to hone in on how the relationship we have with our hair shift. Get my notes ready. And if you have any hair questions, throw them out there and I'll get to them when I can. So, yep, we have another presentation. And this is part one. Next week is going to be part two. And then that'll end off February. And then we'll go straight into March with whatever. So, and this is how I have it lumped up to like this section. This is before the slave trade. Notice there's no specific times because, see, now that's doing a lot, knowing what happened at specific times. So, before the slave trade, our hair, it carried messages. In most West African societies, you can tell someone's age, marital status, religion, ethnic identity, wealth, and rank within a community. And each community or tribe, they had their own style. You can also tell someone's geographic origins. I have notes here, so don't mind me. Also, in some communities, young girls who were not of marrying age, they would shave their head partially to emphasize the unavailability for courting. Isn't that neat? Like you could tell these things from someone's hair. I don't think you can tell that no more. And most of these communities, they admired long, thick hair on a woman. This symbolized prosperity, a green thumb for farming, and many healthy children. Oh, and let me back up a little bit. So, also, a recently widowed woman, she would, I don't want to say neglect, but not do her hair because she's not meant to look pretty for other men, and she does that for a specific time frame. Okay, back to the. So I got notes because this is a lot of information, y'all. So just bear with me as we get through this. And then, okay, so we did the healthy children. There were some notes on this I wanted. Oh, and your hair, it couldn't just be like long and thick. It had to be clean, it had to be neat, and it's usually in a braided style. And no, not the braids that are too tight that we do. Healthy braids. And look at this. So, unkept or neglected hair meant something was wrong with the woman. She was either depressed, bereaved, had loose morals, habitually dirty, or insane or mentally unstable. That says a lot to go that far because someone's hair isn't done. As far as like loose morals and habitually dirty, that is fighting words. Everybody's hair was done. Most everybody's hair was done. What do y'all think about that? The whole loose morals and habitually dirty. That is disrespectful. But that's how serious it was for someone who didn't keep up with their hair or neglected their hair, just let it do whatever. That's how serious it was. And the next point goes into why. Y'all probably already read these. But so the hair is the highest point on the body, and that meant it's closest to the heavens and divinity. Um, and it was said that messages to the Most High or your God, they would pass through the hair to get to the soul. So that's another reason why hair was super important. It was not meant to be dirty. It was meant to be well kept. They spent hours on their hair, hours. And in multiple days, they just catered to their hair to make sure it looked nice. It was very sacred. It was, you're not to touch someone's hair without permission. It gets deep, right? You see some of the issues like that in the schools for kids now. A lot of not, a lot of not really on the kids, but the parents. Yeah, coming to school with their hair not done or with a bonnet. Y'all see that second to last point? We'll get there. We'll definitely get there. But yeah, I mean, this is deep. This is how sacred. This was how serious. This was how important hair was. Oh, I got you. I got you. See, I read it, but I knew what you were saying. I understood. I understood. Um, and the hairdressers were considered the most trustworthy in the community because, and a lot of times it was a family member because who can be trusted with such a task? Only family, right? And oftentimes the hairdresser only used a long wide tooth comb with rounded edges. I wish I had something to show you guys, but I don't. But that's all they used most of the time. When I told you for a long time, I did not own a brush. In fact, the only reason why I had bought a brush was to take a picture of it and post it in a post as for, is this hair tool healthy or unhealthy? That was it. There was no heat being fried against the hair to make it look straighter or neater or whatever. There was not that. It was your natural hair. And that's why I'm also a natural hair enthusiast. Like, God gave it to you for a reason. What's about the same now? Oh, stylist barber is yeah, it is a trust based profession. But also, and I'm not taking shots at nobody's head. I'm not coming at nobody, but I do need to say this. There are a lot of stylists. I don't know about barbers, but there are a lot of stylists who are in it for the money and don't properly take care of hair. And so that's why it was a very sacred thing and only at times only relied on family. You know how they say you can't eat everybody's food? Can't let everybody in your head. It is not to be taken lightly. Um, There were no scarves, bonnets, head wraps. The hair was not to be covered. That was not a common thing. It was meant to be showed in all of its beauty. True. But it was not meant to be covered. And sure, there were situational occurrences where, some communities, the woman's married, she covers her head. When she's out in public, she gets back home, she uncovers her head. They just be trying to hustle, even if they aren't qualified for the job. That part, or what we facts. So yeah, don't let everybody in your head. Sorry, not sorry. And then the wealthy people. So back at point one, where we said, what did we say? Oh, the wealth and rank of a person within a community. Wealthy people showed off the most ornate hairstyles, the beads, the gold, the trendsetters, them. And that's what they did. So I'm going to go over like some more of my notes on this because I did not get them all out. So I am probably going to start bouncing around. I do not want to go to the next section. The next section makes you angry, but that's going to be next. That's next week because that is a whole different situation. But can I get y'all thoughts on this? Like this, the importance of hair. You see, the relationship with the hair was very intimate. It was very loving. It was very prideful. Showing off it gave off a pride about yourself just to be a part of this community. Our hair is so different. And we talked about it a few weeks ago with why our hair is so different. Why is our hair drier than other ethnicities? And it's how our hair grows out of the scalp. It's the shape of our follicle. So come on, y'all, let me see your thoughts. Thoughts. And then I'm going to read some notes what I have about like certain people. So the tribes that mostly filled the slave ships, that was the Wolof, the Mende, Mandingo, and Yoruba. I think a lot of us do. I believe that too. I think we all, well, yeah, like you said, a lot of us still hold the standard naturally. And I want to say that popped off at like the civil rights movement type era. I believe that was also like that natural hair movement, if I'm not mistaken. And then it kind of went away and was like there in the background. And now we see it, we've been seeing it come back bigger than ever. And I love it. Like, your natural hair is beautiful. Don't let nobody ever tell you differently. Coming from a child who thought her hair was ugly, because it's not like the peers that she goes to school with, it's not like the people that she sees on TV, it's not like the Barbie dolls that she sees in the store. Your hair is beautiful. It makes you who you are, and it is naturally you. I made sure I was eye contact with that camera that time because I meant that. I feel that. And this is my purpose, is to get that relationship back with the hair. Now we have a terrible relationship with our hair as a whole. Our hair is, oh, my hair's nappy, it's unmanageable. Oh, I can't do nothing with my hair. It just don't do nothing. It don't act right. No, you just don't know how to properly take care of it. You don't know how to properly love it. Once you learn that and you learn the science behind your hair, what makes it unique and why you got to treat it a little bit differently, you'll love your hair. And that's the process that I went through. That is, where's my, oh darn, it's upstairs. My hair care workbook. That's It takes you through the steps that I went through. And we can all say, "Oh, I love my hair. I love my hair," because that's what I said before too, but deep down, like deep in my heart, I did not feel that. Not at all. But out in public, "Oh yeah, I love my hair. Yeah, my hair does," but no. Behind closed doors, I'm the same as you. Man, my hair don't act right. It can't do nothing. I can barely put it in a ponytail. I didn't know how to properly treat it. I didn't know how to properly love it. Once I learned the science, once I started dating my hair, then everything kind of made sense on why you got to do this, why you have to do certain, like, for instance, this cold weather. This cold weather will break your hair off like you took scissors to it. Just chop, cut it off. If you don't have a hair care regimen, you are not sealing in moisture, your hair is going to be so dry. Dry hair is like a uncooked spaghetti noodle? Yes. Dry hair is like an uncooked spaghetti noodle. You bend that thing a little bit, it's going to break. Moisturized hair is like a cooked spaghetti noodle. Detangle it, bend it a little bit. You got a little more stretch before that break happens. Gives you more leadway. Hey, Black Iowa News, welcome. Your whole comment didn't pop up. It says, I think it, or it could be a typo. From the parts that I saw, it was cool to see how it started and connects. And I feel we still have that connection. I truly feel like we still have that connection with our hair. It's just, we gotta just we gotta have the proper tools, we have to have the proper products, and we have to have the proper knowledge. That's the most important. Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I did not mean to do that, and I do not know how to get it down. But yeah, I think we still have that connection with our hair. It's just a little faded. We just need to learn a little bit. And then we'll have that because we already spend hours on our hair. We spend big money for our braids, our wigs. We still spend a lot of time on our hair. It's just a lot of the times that we do spend on our hair is uh, covering like a wig, and all the time. You shouldn't be wearing a wig all the time. That's gonna have cause you to have issues with your edges. Wearing a scarf or something all the time, you're gonna have issues with your edges. But yeah, we still have that love for our hair. It's just a little misguided. But we'll do a little sneak peek into next week. Um, it starts off like oftentimes the first thing the slave traders would do would be to shave the heads of the slaves. That the first thing, the first thing you're gonna do, take my identity. That was a unspeakable crime. That is something that you don't touch somebody's hair without permission, let alone shave it. You gonna shave my stuff? Uh-uh. Exactly. Exactly. And because our world coming over here, our world was so different than our world from what we knew. It made that straight hair, that was the beauty standard. So now here we are. What's the saying? Dry, fried, laid to the side. Whatever that saying is, that's what we've been doing. Perms, very dangerous, very unhealthy. I'm not going to go as far as to say you cannot have healthy hair with a perm, because you can. It's just understand that you have weakened your hair during that process. We talked about that. I forgot which week we talked about that, but oh, there's how we do that. Um, but perms and hair color, you're changing the hair in such a dramatic way that the texture is different or the color is different. That is a dramatic change. Yes, you're weakening your hair strands. So what do we do? Follow up with protein treatments. But who knew to do that when we was getting those just for me kits for our moms to put in our head? Or our moms getting the just for me kits to put in our, who knew? Got followed with protein treatments. I didn't. I didn't find out until about 2015. We need to just, yeah, get that beauty standard out of the head. And we are going to get so deep into that next week, just how the beauty standard changed, how us frying our hair gave us more opportunities. And so, and that, in that sense, I can kind of get it. I wasn't living in those times, but if that can, make me well off, make give me a better opportunity to provide for my family, I guess we frying to the side. Oh, I do. I'll add a couple more things. But I said the groups of the tribes that were mainly on the slave ships, the Wolof, Mendi, Mandingo, and Yoruba. Actually, on my mother's side, it ties to the Yoruba tribe. So that was like very exciting to learn. That was So I'm like, okay, I'm getting closer to knowing who my people is. And y'all, I know I'm a trichologist, but I'm also the homegirl. I'm not going to be sitting up here doing big words. And this dialogue is more laxed. Sorry, not sorry. Um, Also, men in the Wolof community, they would do their hair in a certain way to before they went off to war, which actually meant they were also prepared to die. And the wife would also stop doing her hair because at any moment she can become a widow. Yes, I am home girl. Okay. And we have a few more minutes. What do you guys think about the whole hair having ties to the ancestors or the spiritual connection piece of it? It was back then. It was thought that messages passed through the hair to get to the soul. I thought that was so deep because I do believe the body is the soul, and I understand the thought process because this is the highest point, and you know your scalp is right there. Your scalp will be the start of your soul, I guess. I want to go to this next slide so bad, but oh, it kicks off so disrespectful. Anybody have any hair questions these last few minutes? It does not have to pertain to hair history. It can just be whatever's on your mind, whatever concerns you have. It is. It's so interesting to learn how deep it was. And the fact that as a whole we still have that with our hair, it's a little different, but we still have it. It's still there. And the Yoruba tribe, all the women would learn to braid, all of them, even if they didn't take it up as their profession. The ones that really caught onto it really fast and they were really good at it, those were the ones that kind of went on to be the trusted member to do the hair. Is there any type of safe dye for hair? There are temporary dyes for hair. I don't know how safe they are, but there are temporary dyes that you wash out. I would say that is healthier than, a permanent dye. Yeah, I like that we can just do. I'm learning more every day. If you guys go back to my first Hair Talk Tuesday to now, it is exciting just to see where this is just going to go, where it's going to lead. It's already progressed so much. So that is, about the end of our time. Next week, we are going to, so this was before the slave trade. Notice there was a heavy connection to hair and having it healthy, having it clean, having it neat, having it done. If you did not have it done, you were habitually dirty or had loose morals. That is just wild to me. I heard about women being used there to hold grain. Oh, I could see how it could. What would I could see how they could. Have y'all ever had rice in y'all hair? It stays. It stays with all the twists and turns and curls and bends and twists. Okay, y'all. So next week, part two of this, we are going to get into the during the transatlantic slave trade, if I could speak, and after it. That's going to be all one. That's going to be a really good discussion too. So make sure you come back. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope to see y'all next week. And thank you for joining me again. Peace.